Today we're gonna look at what makes Brooke Shields so attractive. So she scores 8 out of 10 for harmony, which is really good actually. And her biggest flaw is her mouth to nose width ratio. We can see that her nose is little too wide, her alar base, and her mouth is little narrow. Eye aspect ratio, her eyes are too round. Even for her gender, obviously, she's a woman, her eyes are still rounded. Nose tip, jaw slope, her gonions are inwards. Her septum is droopy. The nose tip should be wider. The nose bridge. Lower lip should be fuller. This is really important. FWHR. Her mid face is on the longer side, and we can see it right here. 36%. Her face length, the mid face covers 36% of it, which is unideal. She has a rare flaw. Her ears aren't flared enough. We can see that the value is 7.7 when the ideal is in the 10 to 11.5 degrees range. Jaw frontal angle is off. Her total FWHR is off. Her face is on the shorter side relative to the width. And obviously, Brooke Shields is higher than a 8. And we're going to get to all the three pillars and her overall score. Neck width. Her neck is a little too wide. Mid face ratio, just dividing the IPD to the mid face length. Ideally, it should be here in the ideal range. Anything interesting? Her canthal toe is a little too high. We would want it in the ideal range here. Eyebrow low setness. Her eyebrows are actually a little too low set, actually. Interesting. Cheekbone height, high set cheekbones, ESR, ideal. Yeah, she gets everything ideal starting from pretty much this ratio here. Let's look at her side. The submental cervical angle, it says from Face IQ Labs, is her biggest deductor, but this is mainly because of the, what's it called, the head position. It is pretty good. Nasal tip angle, her nose tip is too pointy. She's very slightly recessed relative to Frankfurt plane, so we can see that her chin should be 3 millimeters more projected. Lip assessment, convexity. The convexities are really important for your side profile. It should be ideally flat, and we can see that Brooke Shields, the convexity here is pretty flat. When it's rounded, when it goes more like that, when it's not flat, that indicates mandible recession, maxilla recession. Nasal frontal angle, her brow ridge should be more projected. Lip assessments, nasal labial angle, nose is very slightly over projected. Anterior facial depth, looking at the mid face, the maxilla projection. Yeah, these are all good. And this confirms her maxilla is in the ideal range of projection, same as this one. Orbital vector is positive. Yeah, she gets like everything perfect. This is really harmonious face. Let's look at the angularity. She gets a 9.24. So this is pretty much perfect angularity. I'll say her angularity is close to someone like Jenna Ortega. I'll say she has ideal angularity objectively, like on paper. Some people might think that's a little too much, but on paper, that would be the closest to ideal from what I've seen. She gets all these perfect. Wow, this is really good. And we can see that her biggest flaw is her cheekbone prominence. Her zygos should be more prominent. Dimorphism, she gets a 7.15. I would say the dimorphism formula needs some work. It is pretty harsh. Honestly, this is the highest dimorphism that I've seen Face IQ Labs rate. I think the highest one other than her is Hexam for men. Yeah, I would say it needs some work. It is too harsh, but this is what she gets. Her eyebrows on the masculine side. You can see the reference picture. Jaw. Her jaw is pretty feminine. Brow ridge is pretty feminine. We saw the nasal frontal angle. This is a nasal frontal angle. It needed to be more her brow ridge needed to be more projected like that. face shape, hairline. She has a weird hairline. I'm sure you guys know. Her hairline is pretty weird. Eyes are feminine. She obviously has no facial hair. I'm assuming her hair is really long because she has it tied. Nose is feminized. Let's go to the features. 9.33. This is pretty much perfect miscellaneous features for a woman here. You got the asymmetries. Yeah, the asymmetries. So part of the reason why Face IQ Labs rates pretty harsh is because the asymmetries. When manual raters, when these AI rating system wasn't out, it was pretty much impossible to rate asymmetries manually because even if you were able to do that, it'll take way too long, and 99.9% of manual raters aren't going to do that. So this is one of the reasons why Face IQ Labs tend to rate harshly, and I'll explain how much you should add onto your score for women. Face IQ, sorry, himself said men and women are underrated by 0.5 points, but I've seen that men are actually properly rated from what I've seen. I've done maybe 50 faces now with all the pillars out, and I would say only the women are underrated, and I will say they're underrated by about 0.5. I'll say that margin of error is like 0.25 to 0.5 from what I've seen. And obviously she has really good eyebrow density. She has hair loss here, as you guys know. Eyebrow density can be little better. Eyebrow color is pretty much ideal, and obviously she doesn't have any of these health indicator issues. The wrinkles here, sclera show. Also for dimorphism, some people said the harmony ratios should be added into the dimorphism formula, and they are actually. You guys can see the ratios that add on to the or deduct dimorphism. Yeah, those are features. And what does she get for her overall score? Let's see. She gets a 8.4. So if you get 8.4 on Face IQ Labs as a woman, let's add 0.5. That'll be 8.9. So she's pretty much Eve, Eve light, if you guys want to be a little harsh. So this is pretty much perfect Caucasian woman face. You're in your lifetime, you're never gonna see someone who's more attractive than this. She will be the most attractive person you'll see in your lifetime, even if, like, assuming you see someone like this. I wanted to show you guys Face GPT. So this is an AI system. So you guys can ask anything to Face GPT here. So we got a couple examples here. We can ask, let's ask Face GPT, what is my potential? This is a popular question. Your overall score reflects an elite level foundation at a 8.4. Harmony, okay. And it gives you the flaws that you can fix. And the dimorphism. Here it says realistic potential. Hypothetically, if Brooke Shields in her prime were to optimize her looks, she would have got into these ranges, which is pretty crazy. This, if she got to 9.6, that legit would have been like true Eve. Let's look at what are my worst flaws. Let's see. You can ask anything to Face GPT, and we can see that once it loads. Her biggest flaws, according to Face GPT, is her masculine jaw. So that was a 0.5 points deductor for each of the pillars. Her dimorphism, yeah, that was her worst pillar, and then it shows what deducts. Yeah, she got deducted for these, and these are the harmony things that got deducted. Now I want to show you guys a simulation tab that Face IQ Labs recently launched, and with one click you're able to morph any surgery here or a filler onto the face that you want to do. So let's do genioplasty, because we saw that Brooke Shields was recessed relative to Frankfurt plane. and let's get rid of the line. You guys see how the chin is projected? Oh, that actually looks so much better in here, the front. Oh, the chin gets narrower. Oh, so her dimorphism would go up in the harmony for her side profile. Yeah. And then we can see what's improved after we do genioplasty for her. The convexities are better. Obviously, she doesn't need a genioplasty because she's already pretty much Eve. Yeah, we see that recession relative to Frankfurt plane is almost perfect now. You guys can also adjust it. So per advancement, let's go all the way to 14 millimeters. Oh, we see that it goes up to, that's obviously over projected, and her harmony score gets deducted by 0.46, especially her side. Oh, her front actually goes up by a very slight bit. Interesting. And obviously, if we do that, we're gonna recess her. Oh, yeah, we're gonna recess her. I'll show you guys someone more, a face more interesting for the simulation. Here we have Archie Cranchier. He's an Australian model. Let's give him a Trimax. Let's see what he would get. Oh, that's actually sick. Look at his side. After Trimax, his side harmony went up by 2.68, and his harmony was previously 7.5. Now it's a 9. Look at this, guys. Obviously, morphs like this are gonna be a bit uncanny because obviously it's not real. But you guys see how his side profile gets so much better, except for the little Ramus bug here. What improved? Recession relative to Frankfurt plane went up. He's not downgrown anymore because previously his gonians start here, right? And it goes down, so indicating downward growth. And let's go all the way. No, let's see the lowest. The interior mid-face projection. So he's recessed. Let's see how much this improves. Where is it? Yeah, this one. It goes up a lot. Interior mid-face projection, it also gets better. Nose. What does Archie also need? Let's see. I guess he could. Wait, what's his nasal? Well, we actually can look at the lowest ones and see what he needs improvement. Oh, his infras are recessed, isn't it? Yeah. Let's give him infraorbital rim implants. That should go forward now. Yeah, you guys see how that goes forward? So if Archie were to do this, his harmony would go up all the way 9. And then he would easily be Chad after this. You can't be, like, it's very difficult to not be Chad with 9 harmony. Also, Face IQ Labs got a new update also where the credits system is now removed. Originally, if you bought the basic system for $25, or I guess it would have been $20 after my discount, which you should use Andy Kim for 20% off. It was a dollar basically because it uses 1 credit for a face that you analyze and rate, and you would have got 25 credits for the basic plan, but now it's removed. So if you get a basic plan, for example, for $20 after my discount, you can analyze thousand faces if you really wanted to, when previously you could only do 25. So that's only for harmony, by the way, because each of the pillars costed 1 credit, so that would have been 6.5 faces you could have only analyzed. But now with Face IQ Labs, you can, after you purchase a plan with us, you can analyze unlimited faces. And with, oh, by the way, for the simulation and your plan, you can only get this with the pro plan, so that's a main difference. Oh, I guess with the soft maxing you can get it with basic, but if you want hard maxing advice, you can only do it with the pro plan. So this actually, so if you want to know what potential you can get and how you can improve, here it says, well, Archie's at a 7.5 right now, and his potential is 8.65. And then it shows, yeah, Bimax, that's what we did. infraorbital rim implant for the infras. Yeah, if you guys want this for yourself, press down below.